Hello everyone, and welcome to my bold and beautiful official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Grace asks Sheila why she is visiting Liam. Expect some surprises and twists in the bold and the beautiful spoilers for the next week. Sheila Carter Sharp pays Steffi Forrester Finnegan and Liam Spencer a visit, for starters. John Finnegan becomes skeptical in the meantime. But will Grace Buckingham come clean? Let's discuss what will happen this week in the CBS soap opera as you continue reading. First, let's talk about Liam, who made it through 2 big surgeries. His gunshot wound required the first procedure. Liam was then escorted from the hospital to a surgical center by Grace and Bill Spencer. Grace and her enigmatic co-worker performed the surgery on Liam despite the fact that it was not permitted in the United States. Grace sent 2 pictures to Bill via SMS. Liam's tumor was purportedly the cause of the first. The brain in the second picture was tumor-free. Bill and Liam will undoubtedly be incredibly appreciative to Grace. I must question whether Liam is the owner of both of those MRI pictures or if everyone was simply tricked. Everyone is ecstatic with Liam's miracle, but some others are curious. I hope Logan never stopped talking about how weird everything was. Finn had questions and worries too. Finn once attempted to obtain the literature or numbers, but Bill was unaware of them. Bill was unable to even recall the name of the surgeon. Finn made an effort to find Grace so he could interview her. Will Grace take off now that she has $1 million? A picture of Sheila visiting Liam and Steffi at Bill's mansion is revealed in the week of the bold and the beautiful spoilers. Liam's head is still wrapped in a bandage while he remains in bed. Although Steffi is seated close to Liam, she is staring at Sheila. Sheila is dancing around flaunting her naked 8 toes, and Steam doesn't appear to be concerned. Lee Finnegan, who appears to be hiding something, was also seen to fans. Is it possible that the good doctor staged Luna Nozawa's death? In the meanwhile, Nick Marone meets Taylor Hayes. Perhaps they cooperate to keep Rich Forrester and Brooke Logan apart. Brooke is also questioned about her heart by Katie Logan. In the week of the event, which plot line are you most excited to see? Liam's second chance, Finn's investigation, and Sheila and Steffi's truce. According to spoilers for the upcoming week of the bold and the beautiful, there will be some surprises and surprises. Forrester, Steffi. When Sheila Carter Sharp pays Liam Spencer a visit, Finnegan remains composed. In addition, John Finnegan will look into it if Grace Buckingham doesn't come clean. Let's discuss what will happen this week in the CBS soap opera as you continue reading. First, let's talk about Liam, who recently experienced a medical miracle. In addition to receiving a diagnosis of an incurable brain tumor, Luna Nozawa also shot Liam. When Grace pressed Bill Spencer about the experimental therapy, Liam was still recuperating from the gunshot operation. Everyone is thankful to Grace for saving Liam's life, and she has suddenly become $1 million richer. Except for Bill, everyone was questioning Grace's morality and ethics. Nevertheless, Grace provided MRI pictures of the patient before and after, confirming that there is no longer any tumor. The timing simply appears to be a complete coincidence. That Liam will be alright is a relief to everyone. 2 characters did, however, raise their eyebrows. Finn and Hope Logan are those people. Bill didn't have the literature or numbers that the doctor requested. Finn will therefore probably approach Grace and ask for some explanations when he returns to work. Grace received $1 million for doing the procedure. Was it gambling or debt? Perhaps she has an addiction. Has Grace's personality changed for the worse? Or is she being blackmailed? Finn will be unable to stop thinking about it. He will thus look into it if Grace is dishonest. According to spoilers for the week of the unveiling, Sheila is included in an image that was made public. At Bill's house, it depicts the repentant villain in Liam's room. Looking at Sheila, Steffi sits in a chair. The waitress reveals her most recent toe amputation as she jumps around. Neither Steffi nor Liam appear agitated or anxious. Does this imply a truce then? Luna Nozawa is most likely being concealed by Lee Finnegan. Luna was recuperating from surgery one moment, and then she vanished. Nick Marone converses with Taylor Hayes somewhere. Katie Logan will also be there, asking Brooke Logan a lot of personal questions. Which plot thread do you most want to see throughout the upcoming week? This is Grace's $1 million plan. Grace is hiding something from her co-workers. She alluded to familial strife in her conversation with Sheila. Additionally, a mysterious caller has been bothering her lately and won't go away. This individual might be Reese, her spouse and the father of their daughters Paris and Zoe. Grace is in need of money. Since Liam's breakdown, she has been a part of his medical crisis. She has thus discovered the ideal person to influence. Bill, Liam's father, is on a desperate search for a cure after learning of his son's prognosis. If he needs to write a blank check, it doesn't matter to him. Bill is remorseful, particularly after Luna shot his kid. Grace found out about Liam's newfound optimism. She drew Bill aside for a confidential discussion regarding a novel experimental technique. However, Bill will stop at nothing to help his kid. There aren't many issues. The process costs $1 million and must be kept confidential. Bill is interested in the results of the surgery Grace performed on Liam last week. Although the procedure went well, Liam is still in a coma. Bill should keep Liam away from the hospital, Grace suggests. He was taken right away to Bill's home from the private facility. Grace was assigned a 24-hour nurse by his medical team. This top-secret procedure seems expensive, unsafe, and harmful to Liam's health. Additionally, Bill might be wasting money on it. Could it be that Liam is not actually suffering from cancer? After Liam's cancer fake-out is revealed, she might be arrested and lose her medical license. Grace might be paying off her ex-husband using Bill's money. Although Grace is obviously ashamed of what she is doing, she is acting in her family's best interests. However, it is wrong to deceive Liam and Bill in this way, and to give them the impression that there was an issue in the first place. Liam's story will be run out of town since it is so horrible. After surviving a near-fatal shooting and being informed he was dying of an inoperable brain mass, Liam and his loved ones have been through a lot, but there is hope now that a medical miracle has been done. Liam can now resume leading a simple life, right? False. Bold and Beautiful just hinted at a huge new development in this plot. In fact, when all is disclosed, one character might be thrown out of town. As everyone knows, Liam was taken to the hospital in a hurry, and was later diagnosed with a brain bleed, a concussion, and finally an inoperable brain mass. We also know about the destruction that ensued after the news. After being taken in by Steffi and Finn, Liam went on to keep the truth from everyone else in order to avoid spending his final days surrounded by sympathy. However, we understood that couldn't continue. Steffi sobbed and confided in Hope, who then told Carter. Steffi told Taylor too. Bill was completely unaware of the diagnosis when he arrived at the hospital since Liam had finally been convinced to notify his father and brothers after the incident. However, Hope quickly blurted it out, leaving Bill in shock over both the fact that his son was dying and the fact that he had concealed something so important from him. Grace Buckingham came to the rescue at that point. After Bill passed a furious ridge and entered Liam's hospital room, Buckingham told him that his son might be permanently removed from the brain mass through a top-secret experimental procedure, but it would be very expensive. $1 the million-dollar price tag didn't deter Bill, and before anyone could comment, this doesn't seem like standard protocol, Liam was taken to a private clinic where an incredible event occurred. Grace and a so-called surgeon performed Liam's surgery in a typical hospital room that wasn't even a professional operating room. Throughout the procedure, they exchanged a lot of suspicious glances and had no support staff around. Buckingham cut Liam's skull with the scalpel before he had even shaved it. Grace allowed Bill to visit his kid after a short period of skepticism, and a medical miracle was reported to have cured him. However, we were skeptical. Grace's enigmatic expressions would have been sufficient to alert us to a problem. The big twist that will come will show that Liam never even had a brain mass if our suspicion is right. The diagnosis seemed legitimate, because his symptoms after leaving the hospital were typical of someone who had suffered a concussion following a brain hemorrhage. Grace is responsible for the lie because she was the one who found the mass. It just so happens that Grace has been getting annoying calls and texts from someone who is demanding. We assume that she is in debt, or that her gambling addict ex has a significant debt to settle. Grace might have devised this fraud as a solution since she wouldn't want to let her girl's father to be killed. Naturally, she would have had to pay off the so-called miracle surgeon, who was most likely merely an anesthesiologist, and fabricate the scans that she showed Finn and Bridget. She stated frequently that she trusted her coworker, therefore we assume that she trusted him to keep his mouth quiet. Anyway, soaps readers, Grace Buckingham will be dragged out of town on a rail if Liam's loved ones discover that she tortured them by making them, and him, think he was dying. Bill could have earned it, but she also defrauded his anxious father out of millions of smackaroos. In any case, she is going to be extremely hurt. Do you believe Grace was dishonest? Cast your ballot. Steffi and Hope find themselves at a fiery crossroads as a result of Liam's new lease on life. Steffi and Hope were at one another's throats for almost the whole day before Liam was given his death sentence. Steffi discovered numerous new reasons to despise her ex-stepsister after years of competing with Hope for Liam's affections, including as her flirtation with Finn, her friendship with Thomas, and the coup she pulled with her new partner Carter after she was pink-slipped.